Oh, hi there. As every hockey fan knows, the two Game 7s of today are over. And then there were four. Edmonton lost against Anaheim 2-1. Richie got the game-winning goal. A legitimate goal. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted to see Edmonton do better, but they did quite well these playoffs. Connor McDavid really proved himself, and I think they'll be a force to reckon with in future years. Getting to the game, I couldn't watch most of it because I was coming back from work. So again, watching highlights and things like that, but Talbot made some good saves. Gibson did not bad too. The goal that Cogliano scored, again, another legitimate goal. It was actually the Edmonton goal where it was a little questionable. Cagula's goal. It wasn't goaltender interference, and the referees and the goal judges made the right call on it because the puck went in the net before anything had gone on. I just saw the quick highlight of that on NHL.com, so I obviously didn't feel the emotion of the actual goal when it occurred. I liked Anaheim, and Anaheim has been a team to be reckoned with the last few years. They won the Stanley Cup years ago against Ottawa, and ever since then they've been a good team, but they haven't taken it to the next step. And now they're back in the conference final. Last time they were there, it was against the Chicago Blackhawks, and they gave the Blackhawks a run for their money. They ended up winning the Stanley Cup. But they were a better team for Chicago to play against than the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning were not suited to the play of the Blackhawks. They couldn't do it. Although I wanted Edmonton to win, and although I wanted the underdog Washington to beat Pittsburgh, that I didn't think was going to happen, but I don't not like the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Anaheim Ducks. I would just rather have seen the Capitals win, and I would rather have seen the Oilers win. As far as Crosby goes, some people don't like him. That slash he did a month or two ago on Almathod, an Ottawa Senator player. How funny is that? Now they're playing each other in a Stanley Cup final. Or not Stanley Cup final, in the conference final, I meant. So there could be some retribution here. We'll see. So over the years, I've heard a lot of anti-Sidney Crosby. Just general consensus. A lot of people don't like him. I think that is a tad unfair. I saw the interview he just did with I don't know who she was, so some reporter, and he was quite reasonable. He was like, they had a lot of injuries and things like that, but they weren't making excuses, and their players, they stepped up. Marc-Andre Fleury stepped up. Had Murray not gotten injured, it wouldn't be Fleury in the net though, and that's too bad because Fleury was a first round pick, first overall pick, and he's a decent goalie, but he's got a really good team playing in front of him, and that counts for a lot. Hopefully Ottawa can win. I don't know, Pittsburgh's a good team though. Like I said, I don't not like the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I don't not like Anaheim, but I'd rather Nashville was playing Ottawa. That to me would be an awesome series. But I don't know if Nashville can beat Anaheim. Anaheim's been, yeah, like I said, a force to reckon with for a few years now. Got a lot of talent. And they've made a lot of, players that are just, they're mediocre. Like Richie, he's a mediocre player. Cogliano's a mediocre player. But on that team, they make it work. They make those mediocre players good. And I think that's part of having a good team is you may not have, top 6 forwards filling the spot, scoring big time goals. But if you can have a team where they can actually, give it a good attempt and succeed, then you're being coached well and you got a good foundation. Getting back to the Pittsburgh Penguins, injuries may keep them down. They've got a few. No Letang, no Daly. So we're just gonna have to see how that goes. At this point in time, there's no team that could win the Stanley Cup that would really bother me. I mean, had the Rangers advanced, I would be bothered if they won the Stanley Cup. If Boston advanced, I'd be bothered if they won the Stanley Cup. Those are the two teams I dislike the most. Oh, and I don't like Calgary. If Calgary were in the Edmonton Oilers' shoes, I wouldn't like them. I just have reasons. It's actually not that I don't like the team, but I can't tell you why. But I'm not a fan of Calgary. I just don't like them. Don't ask me why. The series between Nashville and Anaheim is going to get going in the next few days. And same thing with Ottawa versus Pittsburgh. Anything could happen. This is a lot of money, a lot of attention's being put on this. And one thing I would like is the Ottawa fan base to pick it up a notch. Be proud that you have a team in a wealthy organization that's advanced as far as it has and has a great captain who's helped propel his team from, like 9th or 10th position in their division to, or in their conference to, go into the conference final against the former Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Because I had heard the Ottawa fan base is not really there. Something like 1 out of 3 of the home games when Ottawa was playing Boston, only 1 was sold out. If they're not fans, then I don't know, man. It's supposed to be a Canadian game, and it just doesn't make sense to me. But that's about all I got. I wanted Edmonton to win the Stanley Cup. They're not here, so I will pick Ottawa, I guess, but I don't know, they got a big hill to climb if they're going to do that. Failing that, I would like Nashville to win. Although, to take into consideration, that would be another team with a Stanley Cup on their belt, and that would make the Canucks look worse, as I made a point yesterday in my video. We'll just see. It is always disappointing looking at the playoff chart of what teams are playing who on the internet, and you notice that as a team loses in the playoffs, their image gets blurred, or it becomes faded, because that signifies that they've been eliminated. I didn't see the Canucks faded image this year because they didn't make the playoffs, but it's not the worst thing in the world, but definitely not cool. Anyway, wait and see what happens. It should be a good show. Alright, talk to you guys later.